Hello, hello. So, I'm here now with Jilt van Schayik, the director and co-founder of the Building Bridges Foundation. And we've been friends for a while, so I'm going to talk to him about building bridges, his plans, how he's working together with the SDG Action Campaign, and how he's working to create action for the SDGs across different continents. So first of all, Jilt, what is Building Bridges all about?
The Building Bridges Foundation is all about making change on the local, national and global level. We work with young people on the grassroots to advocate for their voices and bring their voices actually to the national and global decision-making processes. It started 2 years ago. I was working as youth delegate for the United Nations, and I found that a large group of young people were underrepresented, often had no voice. So me and a friend, we sat together and we thought, how can we make a difference? We noticed this, but we can also do something actually ourselves. So we sat together and we say, okay, let's come up with building bridges, to build a bridge between young people from all walks of life and policymakers at the local, national and global level. Do you know what our first project was about?
Well, do tell me.
The first project was a cycling tour all the way from Amsterdam to Cape Town. In 6 months, we cycled to 21 countries, meeting over hundreds, thousands of people to talk about their priorities for the global goals, the SDGs. So at the same moment when the SDGs were being negotiated in New York at the UN headquarters, we were cycling and talking to young people far, far away from the realities in New York. We met people in the intense rainforest in Congo, in the Sahara Desert, and all where we came, we asked them about what is your priority for a better world, what is your vision, what is your dream. Those stories have been documented in this book. It's called Youth Voices Behind the Global Goals, and in there you find their priorities for a better world. So if you're curious about the story of a young person in Mauritania, in South Africa, in Germany, Belgium, or anywhere on the continent, you can find those stories in this book. And I think they inspire you to actually become a change maker yourself as well.
So then, you did this journey, but how is it related to the SDGs? So how is it related to sustainable development?
That's a very good question, but actually a question I can better ask yourself. You were involved as the safety and security coordinator during the first project. He is actually the guy who kept us safe during all these thousands of kilometers of cycling, but you're also involved with the SDG Action Campaign. How is it related?
Well, what we have done with the SDG Action Campaign, for example, when I was supporting them with the liaising with building bridges, Humans of My World, for example, is one of the projects that we are running, and that you went, talk to different youth across 2 continents, speak to them about their priorities, do the My World survey with them, and then ask them about their story behind it. So what is the story behind, why is this specific SDG so particularly important to them? Why does it matter in their life, to their family? Is there any particular stories maybe you can share of young people that you met that inspired you?
There are a few stories I would like to share. Actually, the first one, and it's a story I tell often, or I use often as showcase, just because it's so clear. It's a guy called Mohammed. We met him in Mauritania. It's actually, when we met him, we had cycled over 500 kilometers without water. On a single day, it was over 49 degrees. It was very intense, I can tell you. And then we met this guy, Mohammed. He gave us shelter, and he told us the story of his life and actually of his family. He said his grandfather, he had 6 wives and 30 grandchildren. Then his father, he had 2 wives and 6 children. He said himself he has 1 girlfriend and he doesn't want any more. So he said we should ban polygamy completely. I mean, it's this kind of inspiring stories that kept us going when we were on the bike and were cycling all those distances. And then, of course, I'm not sure if she's watching. Probably not. She has better things to do. But then I also want to share the story of Samantha. Let me open it. Yes. Samantha was our South African youth ambassador for the Building Bridges project. Meaning a youth ambassador, this person is organizing all the events and activities in his or her respective countries. So setting up youth consultations, organizing walks and demonstrations and many other kinds of things. And the funny thing about Samantha is she was the youth ambassador in South Africa, the last country of our journey. And actually when the project ended, we built another bridge, and she has been my girlfriend for over 2 years. So after you see all the cycling, it brings you to more things than you can imagine beforehand.
So now that you've had these projects, what is the next step? Like, what are you thinking of? How are you going to work further together with the youth and bring their voices to the forefront? And
yes. So during the first project, we met a lot of young people. We saw the potential, we saw their energy, but we also felt that somehow it's untapped. A lot of young people are unemployed, they have high degrees, they are highly educated, but there's just not a way for them to get a formal job, to get an earning. So what we did with the second project was working on youth entrepreneurship. So we went to 8 different African countries and met with over 80 young entrepreneurs, and we're looking into their businesses and seeing how can we let their businesses grow. So we linked them with access to finance, with partners, with knowledge, and many other ways. And that way actually they can start employing themselves, but also other people. And that's another way of how we try to create a little bit of change. That project ended last year, in December actually, when we were received by President Kenyatta in Nairobi. And at the moment we are talking about what future steps can we take, not only to do all the projects ourselves, but also to come up with a toolkit so that other young people, in doesn't matter where in the world, can actually do this somehow kind of similar things. They can start to act themselves as well and become a change maker as well for the SDGs.
yeah, well, thank you, Jilt. It's a very inspiring, your journey. That's why I joined the team in the first place, after we worked in the Philippines together for the first time. And it's amazing that you set up this organization and getting youth involved, cycling over six months, 21 countries. So yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you for keeping us safe, and much more to come. Cheers.